I'm Mint Salad, and it's time to draw a Bulbasaur. This is the first time I've drawn a Bulbasaur, so I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything, but this will get you started on your Pokemon drawing adventure. This is what the Pokemon in my Pokemon manga will look like. With that said, first start with drawing a trapezoid for the head. Draw a semicircle underneath the trapezoid with the bottom vertices as the starting point for the semicircle. Place a curved line that starts from the top corners of the semicircle and follow the curve of the outside line. For the ears, place two soft triangles on the top corners of the trapezoids and connect the side of the inner ear to the bottom corner of the trapezoid vertice. Starting from halfway through the trapezoid head, draw a slightly larger oval for the body. Draw more ovals for the legs, placing more ovals at the bottom of the legs for the claws. To place the backseat pod, place a line from between the ears on top of the trapezoid head, drawing a semicircle that ends at the back of the hind leg. Draw a smaller inner semicircle. Then, to finish the pod, add 3 curvy triangles at the top, curving inward. To draw the eyes, start the arch at the middle line of the head, and arch as tall as the top of the body oval circle. Then, draw a line to connect both ends of the arch. The darker green patches are mostly square-shaped, so draw 2 patches on each leg, 1 right underneath the pod, and 2 on the face. Also, draw 1 triangle patch underneath the 2 patches on the face, in between the eyes. Now we're done with the sketch. Let's get to the line work. For digital artists, lower the opacity of the sketch layer and create a new top layer. If you're doing this traditionally, shine light underneath the sketch layer and place a new sheet of paper over the sketch. On this line work layer, draw over your sketch lines. Don't worry about erasing the body lines until you have all the lines drawn. Erase any unnecessary lines inside the Bulbasaur, keeping only lines that define the dimensionality of the legs, body, ears, face, and the pod, before using the eraser to clean up any lines. The eraser tool is your friend. For the body patches, use a thinner pen and outline the patches before adding 2 nose slits, irises, and a tongue line. Now we're finished with the line work. Now let's color. For digital artists, duplicate this layer and use the fill bucket tool on the bottom layer to color the Bulbasaur. The colors I used were a light blue-green for the body, a darker, more turquoise for the patches, a light jade green for the bulb, a red-pink for the eyes and tongue, a darker red for the mouth, and white for the eyes, pupils, and claws. Now we're done with coloring. Let's go on to shading. If you're a digital artist, create a new layer above the color layer, but underneath the line art layer. Starting with the bottom of the legs, draw blue lines connecting with the black line art lines. When placing lines, be mindful of the lighting. If the lighting is from above, place the shadows opposite of the light source. Once completed with placing lines, use the fill bucket tool to fill in the shadows. If you're a traditional artist, I recommend shading with a kind of a blue color, pencil or something like that. This step is often forgotten. Place shadow on the top of the inside of the eyes and down the red portion about halfway. If you're a digital artist, change the blending mode of the layer to multiply and lower the opacity to the 20 to 60% range, depending on how intense you'd like the shadows. Now let's do some edge lighting. If you're a traditional artist, just use white, because that looks a lot better. You can just do it on top of the line art, and it'll look juicy. But if you're a digital artist, create a new layer on top of all the other layers, and draw on the edges opposite to the shadow and closest to the light source. I chose light pink, but you can use any pastel color closer to white than to hue. For example, you can use a light blue. It would look pretty good. Don't forget to place the color right underneath the iris of the eye, or white if you're doing it traditionally. Now, Change the blending mode of the layer to screen and lower the opacity to 40 to 60%, depending on how intense you'd like the light. And that's it, how to draw a Bulbasaur. I hope this tutorial taught you the basic shapes that makes up a Bulbasaur and give you some art inspiration. If you'd like to see more how to draw Pokemon starters, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Check out the links in the description below for my spicy sites, and I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Bulbasaur!
Bulbasaur!